Welcome in everyone to another episode of Let's Talk Lenawee by Visit Lenawee. I'm the Director of Marketing for Visit Lenawee, and I'm joined today by two guests who you probably remember that we had on last year. Paul Pfeiffer, the Managing Director for Hidden Lake Gardens, and Jessica Goodrich, Marketing and Publicity Coordinator. Thanks for being on again with us.
Thanks for coming out. Yeah.
Our recording, we were talking before we started last spring, did so well for Let's Talk Lenawee. We felt like we had to bring you guys on again because there's a lot more to talk about. And as you guys know, we're doing recordings now on site. So last year we were talking about the Canopy Walk. Actually, on the podcast, you guys dropped the opening date for the Canopy Walk.
Yep.
But we had to come and do it live from the site
to
show everyone.
Why not? Yeah.
So Robert will be throwing in some B-roll as always to show you guys kind of what we're talking about as we go through. But so we're here at Reach for the Sky Canopy Walk. If you guys haven't been in a while, you'll see there's kind of a different look out here. This got stained recently, right, Jessica?
It was actually last fall over September, and it was an interesting process, but it looks great, and now it's preserved for future use, and it will continue to be stained over the course of the years as needed, but it really changes the look, and it really hides it away in the forest with the darker color.
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, before it did still blend in well, but now with it being this color, like it really, you come up on it like, oh, there it is, you know, so it looks beautiful. Let's talk about any new things, any changes that since the last time you guys were on, since you've opened the Canopy Walk, what can visitors expect when they come out here?
So obviously we have a lot more visitors coming to Hidden Lake Gardens, which is really exciting. We see people coming from other states, even other countries, and it's just really cool to see the interaction of people. When you come and visit, for those who haven't visited, we have a new trail, and those that have, they'll be excited to see that it's much easier to get to the Skywalk now than it once was. What was the previous trail is now the service drive, and the new trail was made possible by donation in memorial of John Gruhl and his wife Sue, and it's an entirely new experience to me. You'll feel like you're in a new place. It's a really nice meandering trail. We have a couple hikers' huts along the way. You can stop and pause. We're in process of putting a sort of a story walk through where it highlights the book Being with Trees along the trail. So did you have anything to add?
Yeah, so the Being with Trees signage it's kind of a self-guided tour through this part of the woods. Eventually, we'll have more of that kind of signage throughout all of our trails, but it's really intended to have people slow down and enjoy their time in the woods and kind of almost subliminally connect with nature. Sometimes if you use terms like forest therapy and forest bathing, folks look at you like, what? I'm not gonna say that at all. But just reading signs and going along the way, and it says, you know, take a look up at the trees, you know, touch something, breathe, sit still, and so those kind of things. So it's just another way to have folks connect with nature, have them slow down, maybe put the devices away for a few minutes, and really just relax out in nature.
We all need those reminders and all that, definitely. Paul, remind us again the length of the Canopy Walk and how high it is once you're like at the highest point.
So the full Canopy Walk is just over 700 feet long. So from beginning to end, it's 700 feet. The suspension bridge is about 380 feet long, and at the highest point on the suspension bridge, you'll be 65 feet above the ground. And that's your feet.
Right. Okay.
So depending on how tall you are, add another 5-6 feet to it. Yes.
And it's ADA accessible, and I love
Yeah, so the whole Skywalk is wheelchair accessible. We've had motorized wheelchairs, walkers, strollers, wagons.
I was gonna say, I love that you can fit a stroller like of a mom of two little ones. It's just cool when you have a young family. You can still come and experience it, and you don't feel like you have to miss out because you know, you have a baby or something in a stroller. It fits on there great.
And again, the new trail makes it much easier to navigate too. It's a different surface than the old trail, and
Yeah, perfect for pushing something
Yeah.
up here, right?
Yeah.
Awesome.
So, as Jessica was saying, is if you were here last fall, the trail we were using was much coarser gravel,
Right.
a couple of steep hills, pretty hard for me to walk, and I do it every day.
Yeah.
So it was very difficult for any kind of wheeled apparatus
that
to
makes
get up and
sense.
down. But with the new trail, it's much more gradual. It's serpentine, and it is a gravel trail, but it's so compacted that it almost feels like it's a cement walk. So
Okay.
it's really
That's great.
a really great experience. We've had so many people that were here earlier this spring already that came with wagons and strollers and wheelchairs last year, and they can't get over how much easier
Easier.
and better of an experience it is.
Yeah, awesome. And people who are handicapped and need to drive up here have that option. You guys have a shuttle that can bring them up here,
So
right?
we're working on having that available.
Okay.
Different groups that have wheelchair users, we do have access for folks to come up, but they need to call ahead and schedule that because we just
Okay.
don't offer it all the time.
Right, okay.
Especially on busy days, we're sharing the trail with vehicles, so we need to know ahead of time if folks need special accommodations.
Awesome.
But we're hoping to offer that more and more and make that more readily available.
Great, yeah, love that. We are under the outdoor classroom,
Correct.
right?
Yep.
What type of activities do you guys host or plan to host in this area here? You guys can't see it, but behind Robert, behind the camera, is kind of like an outdoor pavilion that's really nice, kind of an entrance going up to the Canopy Walk. But I remember last year you talked about a few different events and like group activities you were thinking about having here. What have you done and what do you plan to do this year?
So far, it's served as a nice just waiting space on
Yeah.
busy days when people are just waiting on the Canopy Walk. And we were apprehensive opening, thinking, how long will people have to wait? Will we need to do time ticketing? And it ended up not being an issue at all. It just moves really quickly. And we're finding most people that visit will go over 2-3 times, some even more.
Yeah, right.
So even if you approach the Skywalk, it's a busy day and there's a lot of people here, you'll find you'll get through quite quickly. We have hosted yoga out here, which was really fun.
Oh, that's awesome.
We typically
Very
have
serene
we
spot
have
for
a
that.
Thursday yoga class that will start up again in June.
Okay.
And it typically was meeting at Hidden Lake, but now they do occasional
Awesome.
stints out here too,
Yeah.
which obviously it's a great place for
Right.
that type of activity.
Yeah, very unique
We
spot
hope
for
to
that.
continue as we keep running field trips and tours through here. It's just a great stopping spot to sit everyone and talk about what we're looking at.
Yeah, that's great. Awesome. Paul?
Similar
anything
to
to
our,
add?
Yeah.
similar to the signs we were talking about along the new trail, we're hoping to have interchangeable signage and exhibits in this space along the way too. So
Really?
it'll be
Okay.
featuring things that we want folks to look at. Like in the fall,
Yeah.
we'd have information out here about fall foliage and what to look for and why do leaves change color
Yeah.
in the fall, that kind of
Those
information.
educational pieces.
There have been different times where we've seen different birds and wildlife, so we want to just have that signage available and put those exhibits up to help people know what they need to be looking for.
Yeah, okay. That's awesome. We'll look forward to that. What else do you guys have planned? I mean, I know, especially leading into summertime, there's different events that you have going on. I want to make sure we definitely talk about the night walk that you hosted this past December and plan to host
Yes.
again this year.
Yep.
I know that was huge
Yep.
and so cool, but maybe just get us through some of the summer, fall activity, that you have planned, and then we'll talk about the night walk
So
experience.
coming right up Mother's Day weekend, we have our annual plant sale, which was in June last year, but is back to its normal weekend in May, which will allow us to offer all the plant material that we typically do, annuals, vegetables, and things
Yeah,
that you would
okay.
plant at that time of year.
Great.
With an addition, we will also have perennials, woody plants, shrubs, trees, and even some conifers and dwarf conifers.
Wow.
So it's really exciting. It's a unique selection of plants, so we find people like to come here just to get a different variety than what they
that
see
can't get. Where
elsewhere.
do you source that from? Is that all grown here? or-
Some we grow on our own. In fact, we're growing more plant material this year than we have in several years because of COVID and other things. But we do have a number of local and regional vendors, growers that we get plant material from.
Okay.
And actually, starting next week, we'll already be accepting delivery and going and picking up plants and starting to get that organized and coordinated. So
Yeah.
it's the day before Mother's Day.
Okay.
I think May 11th, I think it is,
Awesome.
yeah.
10 a.m. to 2 p.m.
Okay, 10 to
so-
2. Stop out here
Yeah,
and get all
yes,
your
come
goodies.
early. Well, the selection is the best,
Right,
but yeah.
exactly. So after Mother's Day, what type of fun summer plans do we have?
So another change in our schedule this year is we're hosting our Art of Bonsai event, which traditionally was in September, and it is,
Yeah.
I think is this the 13th or 14th?
July 13th. It's on
Sure.
Saturday also. So in the past, it's always been on a Sunday in September.
Oh, okay.
This year we moved it to July and having it on a Saturday.
But I think this is it the 14th annual? 14th time hosted?
Um,
We've lost
I'm not
track,
sure.
but
With
but
It's been that
COVID, we
long.
missed.
Yeah.
We didn't do it for 2 or 3 years there.
but we encourage visitors to come out. It's just a really cool event. We found it's appealing to all ages. We open up our bonsai courtyard, of course, but we have experts out there doing demonstrations and advice. We also have a special bonsai exhibit inside our garden room, and we will also even offer a workshop that day. So
Wow.
a lot going on, and it just adds to the experience. And I know Robert knows he's one of the many that come here and don't even know about the bonsai courtyard and find that it's the coolest
so
thing.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I came for last year, when we came for the fall festival,
Yes,
we went out there. It's so cool. Yeah, it's awesome.
it's just kind of an unexpected treat when you come.
The conservatory as a whole is awesome, but yeah, going out there, you're like,
Yep.
oh my gosh.
And
these
on that
plants,
note-
like I've never seen in my life anywhere
Yeah,
else.
yes,
besides here.
exactly, and that they could be tiny.
Yeah.
But on
Yeah,
that
it's
note,
crazy.
the courtyard actually opens tomorrow. The
Does
bonsai
it?
courtyard,
Okay.
yep, for the first time
All
this
right.
year. So
Good to know.
We're a little nervous. We had frost this morning,
Yeah,
so the
yeah.
trees were out. Then we had to bring them back in,
yeah,
and now I think we're just going to leave them in again today because we're supposed to get frost again tonight.
yes.
But they will be out
Weather is not
Yeah.
by
cooperating,
10
but
o'clock, or by 10 a.m. tomorrow morning. They'll
For
be out,
viewing,
and
yeah.
the courtyard
Okay.
will be officially open.
Okay.
Yep.
Awesome. Good to know.
so it's always
season.
exciting to see them come back
Yeah,
for the season.
definitely.
Yeah.
And then moving into fall, you're going back to a really popular event that you had in the past, right?
The Fall Foliage Festival,
Foliage Festival.
October 19th, and we'll see a return of most activities that we've offered for that,
Okay.
and just all things fall. And it should be prime time for foliage. So
Yeah.
fingers crossed we'll have a beautiful sunny day.
Awesome. Yeah. Oh, we will.
Yeah. Okay.
Definitely.
Okay. Good.
I'm so excited for that. And then I know we're kind of skipping through, but we will. We can put something up in the description to let you guys know about the other events because there's a ton happening
Yeah,
all the
yep.
time. And obviously, your website is a good
And
place
that's
to look for all those too.
updated at Hidden Lake Gardens.
Okay.
Um,
And then December is the night walk. What's the full name for that event? And talk us through
It's the-
what's planned for this year.
It's the
already.
Under the Silver Moon trek.
Okay.
And this was sort of an out of nowhere that we just thought this would be a really cool event and
Yeah.
didn't realize that most everyone else would think so
Yeah.
too. So we found we can only accommodate so many at that time of year because we are limited to our parking spaces.
Okay, great.
But it is a very cool event. We had the skywalk lit up with Christmas lights. We snuck a generator out here to get power because otherwise we don't have power. But also had our traditional luminaries, which people would be familiar with
Yeah.
from our previous December events. And the conservatory was open with refreshments, so it was just a really nice night. You come out and walk the grounds on your,
Right.
freely walk the grounds and follow the trail of luminaries out
Yeah.
here. And
That's awesome.
so we will have 2 nights next year, but I don't think that will meet the demand still, but that's what we're able
Yeah.
to offer at this point.
When can people start signing up for that? I know people are probably
Yeah,
already
yeah, that's a
asking.
good question. Yeah.
I mean, to come out here to walk at night and see Christmas lights on the
Yeah.
Canopy Walk would just be an amazing
Yeah.
experience.
Yeah.
Like, so how we'll just keep a lookout on your
Yes,
socials for
keep
that?
watching our
I mean, we got some
website.
time till December.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
I would guess probably at least by November we would have registration
Yeah.
open.
Okay.
Maybe even a little bit
And we'll
before
do it
that.
a little bit in a different way to make it
Okay.
easier for people
Yeah,
to
awesome.
register. So
Okay, good. Well, yeah, if you guys haven't had a chance to get out here and experience everything Hidden Lake Gardens has to offer, obviously we're here at the Canopy Walk, but Paul, as we mentioned a little bit, you have the conservatory. How many miles of hiking trails do you have?
We have 12 miles of hiking trails, and then we have 6 miles of paved roads. So if you want to just walk on the roads, drive through, ride your bike, you can do all those things. So it's a lot of space, a lot of place to be. We have as you mentioned, the plant collections, the dwarf conifer collection, the Hosta Hillside, the bonsai collection, the conservatory, and several other gardens in areas of that we've planted and cultivated and manage and maintain. So there's a little bit out here for everybody.
Yeah, yeah, lots to see. You can literally get lost out here.
Yeah.
Not in a bad way, but there's just so
Yeah.
much, and it's just so beautiful.
Yeah.
Tell us hours and location for people who haven't been to Hidden Lake Gardens before.
So we are Tipton, Michigan, which many aren't familiar with, but we are kind of sandwiched between Brooklyn and Tecumseh on M50, not far from the MIS Speedway. And we are open 9 to 5, but it's important to pay attention because most of our attractions are open 10 to 4.
Okay.
So if you want to come out to the Skywalk, it does close at 4 o'clock. And our entry gate does close at 4:30. So last admission to come through is 4:30. And if you do come, then you've already missed your chance to see the Skywalk. Our conservatory is also open 10 to 4 in the bonsai courtyard. So just a couple things to pay attention to. When you come out, plan your visit, sometimes it's a good idea to start farther out and work your way back in.
Make sure to keep an eye out for that.
Yeah.
Paul,
And
membership.
we are closed on Mondays. So
Yes, yeah, yeah.
What?
Tuesday through Sunday, we're all good.
Let's get
Yep.
Paul to change that. Membership prices. What does that
Yeah,
look like?
so we have various levels of membership. Our most popular one is a household membership, which is $80 annually. Your membership starts when you pay your membership fee. It doesn't end like on January 1 or anything like that. So it's good for a full year. And the membership or the household membership gets you 2 cards for your household. Everybody in that household can come on that membership, plus 6 additional guests.
Awesome.
So it's
a really great
good
bargain.
value. If you're going
Yeah.
to come out a couple times as a family, it's worth.
Yeah, definitely. And there's a membership that you can use to get here, plus other gardens throughout the country, right?
Exactly.
Correct, yeah.
So over 300 other gardens throughout the United States, Canada, and a little bit in Mexico even,
Wow.
where our membership will get you in free or reduced admission to those gardens
Wow.
as well.
And all you have to
That's
have
so
is your
worth it.
Hidden Lake Gardens membership card,
Really?
and you will get a ticket in. So
Awesome. Okay.
And similarly, if you are a member of one of those other participating
Yes.
gardens and you come to Hidden Lake Gardens, that membership will get you into Hidden Lake Gardens for free.
Awesome. Yeah, so if you're traveling down from anywhere else out of Lenawee County area already for another event and you have a membership at a garden area near you
Sure.
Yep.
and it lets you in here, definitely come check it out.
Stop in and see us.
Yeah, stop in and check out the new Canopy Walk. We've been open, it's been open almost a year now.
it'll be a year on June
It's a
20th.
fiscal
Yeah,
year, June
yeah.
20th.
So
Wow.
it's
yeah,
hard to
time
believe.
flies.
Yep, yep.
Anything else new that we missed or want to mention to people?
We did just want to put a plug in that we're always looking for volunteers.
Okay.
Our volunteer group just keeps growing, and it's a really dynamic group. We just had a volunteer appreciation event at the beginning of this month, and we just had a ton of fun. And we'd encourage people, if they have an interest in nature outdoors, we don't even make you get your hands dirty. You can if you want, but if you
Yeah.
have other interests, we have volunteers just come out here at the Skywalk, and it's a fun time. So.
Great, awesome. Paul, anything else to leave us
I'll
with?
just reiterate that there's, if you're not even sure what you want to do, you just think of volunteering, give us a call, because we have
Okay.
a lot of different opportunities,
Yep.
a lot of different levels, different days, different times.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So we have some specific needs, but we may be able to even cater to what different potential volunteers can and can't do. So
Who are
just don't
interested
hesitate to
in
give us
that.
a call.
Yeah, takes a tribe to run
Yeah,
this.
yeah,
It's
yep.
crazy.
It's a big place.
Awesome. Well, there's so much to talk about. We could literally sit here for hours. I feel like
Yeah,
and talk about
yeah.
all the fun things that you guys are doing. But tell people your website and your socials so they can keep up to date
Yep.
on everything happening here.
So we're hiddenlakegardens.msu.edu.
Okay.
We'll take you to everything that's going on. Keep track of us on Facebook is our primary following, but we are on Instagram, LinkedIn, and Twitter as well. So any information, all of our events can be found through those channels. So
Awesome. Good to know. Well, thanks for joining us again.
Thanks, Jenna.
yeah, thanks
we
for
look
coming
forward
out.
to being out
Yeah.
here. I want a spot for the night nighttime walk.
Okay,
So
all right.
I'm gonna reserve my spot now.
Yes.
You guys heard it. If you guys are in town looking for lodging and you come experience Hidden Lake Gardens, go to our website, visit lenawee.com. You can find everything else you can do and experience outside of Hidden Lake Gardens, and go get something to eat. Go have fun around the whole county.
Yeah.
So check our website out too, and we'll see you guys soon.